Hello? Okay. My name's Stacia Heiler. I live in the city of Warwick, Rhode Island. And my mother is from Greece. She came here and she went through the legal process of immigration, as did my grandfather, as did my uncle, as did my aunt. They all waited in line. They all did what they were supposed to do. They abided by the law, and they became citizens of the United States. And when I hear that this is about equal rights, what's fair, pulling on the heartstrings, what's happening with children and getting them to school and all of that, it's unfortunate. I truly believe that it's unfortunate, but it was also the choice that the parents made when they decided to come here. It was a risk that they took to not abide by our legal immigration processes and to have children in the state, knowing that they came here illegally. And it's frustrating as a citizen. I crack the numbers, that's what I do. I spend a lot of time looking at where we are financially, not only in the city of Warwick, but in the state itself. And we all know that after we just watch our citizenry do everything we could to fight the tolls, here we are looking at another added financial burden. That's what we're faced with. So I'd like to give you the numbers because the numbers never lie. I like to say that a lot. What we have is an estimated cost. Right now it's costing Rhode Island taxpayers $266. This is from fair.us.org, and a gentleman earlier told me that this was using this as a source of reference was racist. I don't understand that because these are all numbers from studies that were done across all the states. And for the state of Rhode Island, it's costing, they calculate the net fiscal costs when the estimated tax collections from illegal aliens in the state are subtracted from the estimated expenditures. The result is the net fiscal burden compared to the federal net fiscal burden of about $19.3 billion. The collective net burden at the state and local level is about 4 times larger, which is $80 billion. It's costing Rhode Island taxpayers, our burden is at, and this is from 2010, $266 million. That's the burden that Rhode Island taxpayers, we have a population of just over 1 million, and we're at 1.5, just over 1 million. And that's just for illegal immigration. Another thing I did not hear mentioned tonight was our Constitution. We have laws in the United States. This is not about the color of your skin, where you came from, children, the snow, the rain, the burdens that you go through. This is about the laws of the land. And we have a 14th Amendment, which clearly states that all persons born or naturalized in the United States are subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. These laws are afforded to citizens. Privileges are for citizens of the United States. Driving a car, you come here, you want to get a license. Those are privileges that are afforded to citizens. It has nothing to do with anything else. And this has to do with abide by our laws. We have another big problem going on, and I'd like all of you please to, if you haven't watched this video yet that came out 5 days ago, I ask that you please Google it and take the time and watch it. It's about 33 minutes, and I want you to watch the video of our Border Patrol agents down at the border. Sheriff Babu, B-A-B-E-A-U, in quote, Sheriff Babu talks Border Patrol threats and immigration. It was a news conference. Please watch this video. Since January, Illegal alien traffic at our southern border is up by 25%. There was a 102% increase in the influx of unaccompanied juveniles. 102%. 170% increase in illegal families crossing the border. But yet we have a 10% reduction in U.S. Border Patrol agents. That's 16,000 Border Patrol agents that can't keep up. And you asked earlier, where are the federal, I think it was Rep. Almeida asked, where are our ICE agents? Where's the federal government? Where are they? They're at the border. They're at the border trying to control what's going on. We have a porous border, and they are just, have you heard of La Bestia? The train, they call it the Beast train, where all of these illegal aliens are sitting on top of this train from Central America and Mexico, and they're just risking their lives to come into this country because we are rewarding this illegal behavior. That's what I'm worried about. I hear about all of this fear back here, and I'm sorry for your fear. I'll tell you, we have fear. We have a porous border. We have immigrants that are coming into this country. We don't know where they're from. We don't know what they want to do. We know about the criminal illegals and how many times that they're deported and they come back again, and unfortunately they're killing our innocent citizens. That's what I worry about as an American citizen. And more information from FAIR. Granting driver's licenses to illegal aliens poses a national security risk. Granting illegal aliens driver's licenses makes them invisible to enforcement authorities by giving them the one document they most need to secure employment, transact business, and register to vote. This fact is especially disturbing considering that unlike legal immigrants, illegal aliens are not subject to stringent background checks or face-to-face interviews to determine the existence of any national security threat they may pose. States who grant driver's licenses to illegal aliens become magnets for illegal immigration. Illegal immigration results in higher costs of living, reduced job availability, lower wages, higher crime rates, fiscal hardship on hospitals and substandard quality of care for residents, burdens on public services, increasing their costs and diminishing their availability, and a reduction of the overall quality of life. In other words, an illegal alien could obtain a driver's license. So in one state, this talks about states create adverse consequences in other states. You talked about the 10 states. California, Colorado. California's drowning in debt. Colorado, at least they legalized marijuana. Connecticut is considering tolls because they're going broke. We all know what's happening in Illinois and how many people are killing themselves daily. Maryland is another state going broke. New Mexico, Utah, Vermont. It is not fair to the constituents to continue to increase taxes, cut their benefits and mortgage against their children's future while expanding benefits for illegal aliens. States must not invite illegal immigration to their state and place the fiscal burden of providing education, health care, and other services to illegal aliens on the backs of taxpayers. Legislators should not spend scarce resources by granting driver's licenses to illegal aliens who are subject to immediate deportation. States have a legitimate interest in restricting licenses to those who are citizens or legal residents because of the concern that persons subject to immediate deportation will not be financially responsible for property damage or personal injury due to automobile accidents. And by the way, talking about these other states, it defies common sense to contend that the best way to combat accidents by illegal aliens is to give them all driver's licenses. If states really want to prevent crashes by unlicensed drivers, the state would discourage them from driving in the first place. This could be done in a variety of ways, but it's certainly not done by lowering standards for driver's licenses. New Mexico is one of the states that was mentioned, who issues illegal alien driver's licenses. It is also the home to the nation's second highest percentage of uninsured drivers. Giving driver's licenses to illegal aliens does not guarantee they will purchase auto insurance. They're all driving. I think every single one that came before you said they're driving anyway. I don't understand how, if they get this special license, what is going to make us all believe that they're going to run out. They can't even afford to wait for the process to become a legal citizen. They don't want to pay for that process, but yet they're going to run out and they're going to be in such a hurry to get that automobile insurance. I just have a hard time believing that. It doesn't guarantee, and that's what they found in other states, that they will purchase automobile insurance. I have other additional costs. So this is from the cost of illegal immigration to Rhode Island. I mentioned the $266 million. By 2015, it was up to $278 million, the burden on Rhode Island taxpayers. $186.7 million for education, $49.96 million for social assistance, $21.8 million for justice-related costs, $20.25 million for other expenses. This is where we're at. And I will just end here, and thank you for the time. I worked 6 years in the workers' compensation industry. My job was working for a workers' comp home delivery pharmacy, and we would deliver the medications to injured workers. I don't work in that industry anymore, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't stand it. And I'll tell you why. I would go to the workers' comp courthouse, and I would sit in on the workers' comp advisory board meetings, and it baffled me to sit there and listen as to how our local leadership was having such a hard time finding out how they were going to make it easier for undocumented immigrants to be able to get their workers' compensation check, and that they didn't have checking accounts. So because they couldn't make the direct deposit. This is what we're talking about at the Workers' Compensation Board at the meetings, how to make it easier. And I'm thinking to myself, I see Mr. George Nee here, head of the AFL-CIO, isn't this anti-worker? If we are going to continue to say it's okay to break the laws and give these people access to our social services and all of these privileges, our education system, free health care, come here, have your babies get free prenatal care, all paid for by the taxpayers. Do you understand my frustration? I'm not the only one that feels this way, I can assure you. If you put this on the ballot in November, I guarantee you that it will be voted down, maybe even by more than 80%. Because we're a state that's going broke. And when I hear these Brown University students come before you and they think that they know everything about what's going on in the state of Rhode Island, I got to tell you, it's the most absurd thing I've ever heard, and it's an insult. It's an insult to even think that if we are against something like this, following the laws, living in this country, doing everything we can to be good citizens, to be against it and be referred to as a bigot and a racist is the most insulting thing, and it's infuriating. So I thank you for your time, and look at the numbers. Please take the time and look at the numbers. We're a state that's going broke, and I know you all know it, and we can't afford this anymore. And thank you. And on top of it, look at our drug problem. We have another huge problem, heroin. Look at how that's coming in as well. And we have a lot of problems. So thank you.
Thank you, Stacia. If you want to give any of that material to the clerk, she'll copy it and distribute it to the committee.
I'm happy to give you my entire packet.
Sure. She'll copy it and add it to the file.
Take a look. Good look. Watch that video from that sheriff on the border. I'm telling you, it will scare you to death. It really will.
Thank you. Any questions for Stacia? Thank you.